I had never struggled with my weight my entire life until I hit about my mid-30s after having 2 children, and all I did was work, and come home to my family and take care of them, and I didn't have time to take care of me. I did not realize that in that moment that I was gaining weight, but as the years went by, suddenly I needed a bigger pants size. When I got to 170 pounds, I remember thinking, oh my God, I got to do something about this. But how, at that point, do you begin? Where do you start? Next thing I know, I wake up and I'm 200 pounds. At that point, you really feel defeated and you have no idea because nothing's worked up to that point. There was nothing that was sustainable that lasted. I started weightlifting, which I had never done my entire life. I had no idea how to do it. I didn't know at the time was it takes consistency. You've got to be consistent at anything you're trying to do. I never missed a workout. Those workout times were on my schedule. I worked everything else around those schedules, and we did that for 9 months is how long it took. And a lot of eating in a restrictive fashion, which I realize now was too restrictive. I felt like the minute I went back to eating normal, that the weight would come back on. And that was my biggest fear. So I knew I had to figure out for me how I was going to be able to come out of that restrictive eating pattern, but not go back to how I had been eating. That led me to that point. I developed a passion for this. So I began knowing that the education wasn't strong, and that in where I started, that I had to read and learn on my own. So I began to read all kinds of health-related magazines and different types of books because I had to figure this out, because I was not going to go back to being 100 pounds overweight, and I had to figure that out for me. I had plenty of friends and family members, they came to me constantly. What did you do? How did you lose your weight? I had physicians pulling me aside at the hospital. What did you do? And I had plenty of people saying, you seem to really love nutrition, you love exercise. It's almost like a gift and you need to do something with this. So that kind of got me thinking. I was like, okay, after, a year or so of people saying that to me and people coming and asking me and, helping them out or giving them some guidance, I was like, okay, maybe it is time that you do something with this. If I could just help people to feel and see what I felt and saw through this journey, it can be life-changing. So I think the most important thing that people need to do for sustainable change is, number one, they've got to learn how food impacts their body. And each one of us are metabolically different. So what puts weight on me does not put weight on Tom or on Nancy. So we're all different. So through experimenting, learning, watching what happens, you develop that knowledge as to what works for you. And with guidance from somebody else who has that experience and has been down that road is crucial, because they can help steer you and get you moving in the right direction. So as a lifestyle coach, having navigated those areas over many years, I do have some insight that you need to make that change stay with you and to be successful moving forward.